A love for their chimpanzee pet turns into a bloodbath. Mo, the once playful chimp, was sent to a sanctuary after living with Saint James and Ladonna, his owners, for over 30 years, while they're on Mo's 39th birthday. With terrifying and brutal force, two chimpanzees attacked them mercilessly. It's one of the worst animal attacks ever. Be prepared to be shocked. In the heart of West Covina, California, resided a couple named Saint James and Ladonna Davis, their lives revolving around a remarkable companion, a chimpanzee they affectionately named Mo. Their bond with Mo transcended the boundaries of species, treating him as their beloved son, a cherished member of their family. From the moment Mo entered their lives as a tiny, vulnerable infant, Saint James and Ladonna showered him with unconditional love and care. They nurtured his growth, teaching him sign language to communicate and integrating him seamlessly into their daily routines. Mo, in turn, responded with an adoration that mirrored their own. He accompanied them on errands, dined with them at the table, and even slept beside them in their bed. As Mo matured, his strength and intellect blossomed, mirroring the growth of their affection for him. As the years passed, subtle changes emerged in Mo's demeanor. His playful nature gave way to occasional outbursts of aggression. On September 2, 1999, a moment changed the Davises' lives forever. Mo bit the tip of a visitor's finger off, thinking that her red-painted fingernails were a delicious licorice. Despite the Davises' plea, city officials deemed Mo too perilous to stay at home. He had been taken to the wildlife way station in the foothills of the Angeles National Forest. The Davises wanted him out of this facility. Years of legal battles ensued, and finally, in 2004, negotiations led to Mo's transfer to Animal Haven Ranch. The sanctuary, a dream compared to the previous one, allowed unrestricted visits. On March 3, 2005, the Davises embarked on an emotional journey to the sanctuary to mark Mo's 39th birthday. Laden with presents and a white frosted sheet cake filled with raspberry goodness. As Saint James stepped out, Mo erupted in joy, clapping hands and hooting in excitement. Through the cage bars, Saint James offered a slice to Mo, whose eyes widened in delight as he devoured it. In that moment, Ladonna and Saint James cherished the joy in Mo's face. But to the horror of the Davises and to Mo, the unthinkable was about to happen. This up-and-coming article is very, very graphic. I will be reading it verbatim from a blog written by Rich Shapiro. I will give you the link to the website in the description. Just a quick interruption. I would be extremely grateful if you could spare a moment to like and subscribe. Continuing on. Out of the corner of her eye, Ladonna suddenly noticed a large form about 40 feet away. It was a chimpanzee, a young adult male, somehow out of his cage, and he was glaring at her. The chimp held her gaze for a moment and then charged. Saint James rushed to his wife. The animal barreled into Ladonna's back, knocking her into Saint James. She wrapped her arms around her husband's neck, but the chimpanzee locked his jaws around the thumb of her left hand. With a single ferocious jerk, he tore it off. Saint James threw his hysterical wife under the picnic table and pushed her further underneath as the chimp tried to pursue her. Ladonna was screaming commands: "No, stop, sit," in a desperate bid to stop him. The remaining cake was on the table, still in its box, but the chimp didn't go for it. Instead, he went after Saint James. As Saint James confronted the chimp, he turned to find a second chimp, also a male, this one older and bigger, bearing down on him as well. With both hands, he pushed the bigger chimp. Both chimps pounced. One of the chimps grabbed him in a bear hug before chomping into the bone above his right eyebrow. He then stuck his finger in Saint James's right eye, gouging it out. The same chimp clamped his teeth onto Saint James's nose, biting it off, as the other chimp chewed away at Saint James's fingers. One of the chimps dug in his claws and ripped the skin off the right side of Saint James's face, causing it to flop over and cover his left eye, temporarily blinding him. One of the primates sunk his teeth into Saint James's skull. He then closed his jaws on Saint James's mouth, ripping off his lips and most of his teeth. Saint James tried to put one of his hands down the animal's throat, but the chimp just kept chewing on it, and he couldn't get it out. Saint James fell to the ground, no longer able to defend himself, and for at least 5 minutes, the mauling continued as he lay helpless. One of the chimps gnawed on his buttocks and bit off his genitals. They ravaged his left foot, leaving it shredded. Blood poured from his body, and Ladonna was screaming. It looked as if they were eating him alive. Finally, Ladonna's screams drew the owner's son-in-law, Mark Carruthers, who came running armed with a .45 caliber revolver. After struggling to find a clean shot, he opened fire on the younger primate. The shot had no apparent effect, and Carruthers raced back to his house, a few dozen yards away, to reload with more powerful ammunition. When Carruthers returned, he focused on the older male, the prime aggressor. Kneeling down, he shot him once in the head from close range. As the animal fell to the ground, the younger chimp began dragging Saint James's mutilated body down a hill leading away from Mo's cage. Dirt filled Saint James's lungs and seeped into his bloody openings. For the briefest of moments, Ladonna looked toward Mo. He was sitting in the corner of his cage, frozen, seemingly stunned. The lone chimp continued tearing at Saint James's limp body with his teeth until Carruthers caught up to him and shot him once in the chest, ending the attack. Saint James, lying face down, felt the lifeless chimp fall on his back. An investigation later found that the chimps had escaped from their cage after one of the sanctuary's owners failed to lock 2 of its 3 doors. Animal behaviorists suggested the chimp's aggression could have been caused by a number of factors, including jealousy over the attention that Davises lavished on Mo, or an innate desire to defend their territory, or abuse they may have suffered at the hands of humans in the past. Despite the ferocity of the attack, when the paramedics arrived, Saint James was still conscious. His face and body were mutilated beyond recognition. After arriving at Loma Linda University Medical Center, Saint James was immediately put into a medically induced coma. He would remain unconscious and in critical condition. He underwent dozens of surgeries, and Ladonna rarely left his bedside. And how could it be otherwise? When doctors temporarily woke Saint James up for the first time, in May, his first question was, "How's Mo?" 3 years after the attack, Saint James is completely dependent on Ladonna. He cannot bathe himself, go to the bathroom, or even eat without her help. He has no teeth and limited control of his mouth. He lost one eye. His vision in his remaining eye is blurry. His swollen, punctured left foot remains in grim condition. They decided to sue the ranch where they were attacked. Soon after, Mo was moved to another facility, where the couple continued to visit him up until June 2008. On June 29th, a supervisor at the facility reported that Mo was missing. Mo would have been 42 years old at the time. To this day, no one knows what happened to him, much to the grief of Saint James and Ladonna. Once again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.